Hey guys, I'm Adrian for smartermedia.org and this is vlog number 7. Hey guys, Adrian here, and today's vlog is about social media in today's society. And this is something that I recently watched a video, I rewatch it every now and then, by one of my favorite YouTubers, or current favorite YouTubers right now, the Nerdwriter1 on YouTube. And if you haven't seen his video, he's done 2 videos that are really key and that really enabled me to talk about this topic, and that's social media. And he did a video on social media and technology and you, and these are both key things to me personally, very, very close things. And that obviously I've grew up in this generation. I grew up on the internet. I grew up in the internet age. I grew up in that my career now revolves around the internet. I make a living off the internet. I make an income and all of that from the internet and from social media and from websites and all of that. So very much social media is a key aspect in my life, and technology is a very key aspect in my life. I cover technology religiously. I study. I'm looking to find the latest in technology news, reviews, and tutorials all the time, and it's something that's very close to me, and that's why I thought I should cover it in this video. So let's move on to talk about what is social media. I mean, it's in its very basic term. Obviously, social media is the media for social interaction. And nowadays that revolves very much around the web when we talk about the whole social media topic. Whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whether it is Tumblr. Social media has such an impact in our lives today, especially in this generation, that we either take for granted or we abuse in some aspects of life. That Twitter, is a way for us to express ourselves in 140 characters or less, for us to post links, to share photos, all of that, and have a little microblog of statuses, while Facebook has a whole timeline, a whole profile for our presence on the web. I mean, we can go to people's profiles and just about divulge almost everything about them, their online image, and in a spec that their presence may say something different about them. And Nerdwriter talks about this in his video, and I'll probably be quoting his video a lot because it's so. I know I cannot match it by no means. It's definitely something you should watch. I'll leave in the link below. But he talks about, we have our online presence, and that, people tend to judge us now, and especially I know this with kids in my age group. We tend to judge people from their profiles or from their blogs or stuff like that, where we haven't even met a person, physically. We can judge so much by them. We can assume so much, and people do assume so much from their internet profile. Just to break down some stats that I got from an infographic here. Social media versus traditional media. There's been a 65% increase in effectiveness from social media versus traditional media. Traditional media being physical media, like physical mail, letters, TV, television ads, and all of that, versus the internet age, where cost effectiveness and all of that is definitely much more better. I mean, if we want to advertise a website or a product for that matter, if I was trying to sell you this Apple keyboard right here, I could post a video, I can take pictures, and I can post it on my Facebook. I can post it on my Twitter, no costs, telling you my thoughts, my opinions, and where to buy it. While if I was to buy an ad in a paper, for that matter, or if I was to even send you a letter, or send out letters to multiple people, I'd have to pay shipping, and I have to pay postage, I'd have to pay for the ad in a newspaper. Definitely, social media, nobody can argue that it's definitely had a big impact in our society. It's had a way, it's made us more productive in some aspects, while some people will disagree and say that it's also brought us further apart. And this brings me to the last thing, that disconnect versus gathering. That there's a fine line in social media that many say that it's a disconnect in society, while others say it's a gathering. It brings us closer together. And I think that, like I said earlier, we tend to abuse and we tend to take advantage of social media in many aspects. I mean, nowadays people don't realize that, and I see this again a lot with people I follow on the internet, kids my age, that the internet is written in pen. I'm going to take this video after and I'm going to upload it and I'm going to post it out to probably my Facebook, my Twitter, my Tumblr, where anybody can see it. People who live here locally, people worldwide, people I know and I don't know. And I have no problem with that. I've grown up, I've made over 1,000 videos on the internet. I've kind of gotten, this comfortness being on the internet and being, voicing my opinion and all of that. But this video, so as long as I keep it up and as I post it out, will forever be on the internet. Will forever be until, maybe YouTube moves on or whatever it may be. But for years to come, this video will be permanently written on the internet. And whether I am talking about social media or religion or politics, my opinions will be voiced forever and written in pen. Much like when kids tend to say stuff about other kids or tend to post whatever pictures of them wasted at a party or whatever it may be, that people don't realize that this is gonna stick to you, much like a permanent record is we thought about in school. This sticks to you, and in some ways we've abused social media in that aspect. In other ways, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect. I'm sure I've messed up along the way. I'm sure I've posted stuff that maybe could lead down the road to be embarrassing or even be held against me in some aspect. But in many ways, we've also used it to our advantage. We can connect with people that we knew so many years ago on Facebook. I can talk to people I knew in 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade just by simply looking them up and adding them on Facebook. I can connect with people that have left, friends I've known for 6 years and have moved. I can still stay in touch with them. I can, have a video call with them on Skype. I can voice call them. I can, email them. In that way, it's been a huge, effective gathering tool in that aspect. And, just some 2 quotes I'd like to talk about here. Leonardo da Vinci was quoted saying that if you were alone, you belong entirely to yourself. If you are accompanied by even one companion, you belong only half to yourself, or even less, in proportion to the thoughtfulness of his conduct. And if you have more than one companion, you will fall more deeply into the same plight. And that, I think, in life we need to realize that, yes, it's very important to be together and be interactive and be social. But much like me, I'm an introvert. And I think people tend to think of that term very loosely nowadays and, have different opinions and perspectives on it. But sometimes in life you do need to be alone. I think that's that solitude, that disconnect, whether it's from the internet or from whatever. I work from home. I sit here and, whether it's me wasting a Friday night, not wasting, but, losing a Friday night or missing a party or missing out on time with friends, definitely that time won't be able to be regathered. But I'm fine with being, the one working and the one working towards something better and or staying home to talk with people that I know in the UK or in London, across the globe on Skype, because I know them, In that aspect, that social media is something that people forget, that on the other sides of these connections, these wires, these wireless connections, these video calls are real human beings. When we're interacting with people in comment threads, whatever, we're interacting with real human beings. In the same aspect, Mark Twain was quoted saying, to get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with. And very much so, I agree with both in that you do need that companionship in life as well. Whether it is a loved one or a friend or a family member, of course that is time you will never get back. People won't be there forever, much like the internet will be. So in life, I think we need to disconnect. We need to disconnect every now and then and go outside and also spend time with the family and friends, but also realize that we need that solitude. We need that aloneness. Whether it's healthy or not for you, I think it's definitely something that we need to balance in life. That there is a disconnect and there is a gathering with social media. But in my opinion, we are very much interacting with real people on the end of these lines. And of course, maybe it's not healthy for you to stay cooped up all day in your room with the computers and all of that. But I feel in a way I'm still interacting. I know people across the web in different parts of the world better than I know my upstairs neighbors, better than I know people in my neighborhood in general, for that matter. So this is my opinion on social media in today's society. Hope you enjoyed, and again, I think the Nerd Writer quotes it very, very perfectly. In the end, we realize that we're half alone, and we're also half together in social media, and in technology in general. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been vlog number 7.